Good morning, Monday 30th of October. I'll start with apologies if my voice sounds a bit funny. Got a bit of a chesty thing going on. Pretty quiet weekend on the sales front, which I'll take you through in a minute. In terms of where we are starting the week, I did a couple more of the used part outs over the weekend, which took us up to 171,350 and approaching that approaching 9,000 unique lots slowly. It does take time to get up to that, but we're creeping along, which is nice, but definitely very happy about the 171 start to the week. That obviously puts us kind of ahead of where we wanted to be at the end of the year. So yeah, Lord of the Rings part outs were pretty much the weekend. Those three all had instructions, the other ones didn't. In terms of orders, there were 7 over the weekend, which I'll take you through in a minute. The blog as ever, the vlog even as ever, went up at the weekend and is doing good. It's kind of up there with previous ones, probably a little bit further ahead. We have crept up to 493 on the subscribers. We are fast approaching that 500, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that this week to see if we can tick past that one with obviously this blog up there and end of the month tomorrow. So the financial report thing coming out, I'll probably I don't know, what did I do last time for that financial one? Did I do a different colour? No, I didn't. Is that what I did? No. 3-month finance one, we just had the money tile. Maybe I should do a different colour for these finance ones. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, let's have a look at the orders. 6 of them, as I said. One of them, pretty large order. A lot of parts. It was, let's have a look, 433 items across 91 lots. So a little time to pick, but it's a decent haul of light blue grey, pretty quality batch of dark red, always a popular colour, and then some odds and sods from the other things. This one is just some Stormtrooper minifigure parts and a couple of dark blue grey panels. This one, some plates, some bits and pieces of different colours, but again, a whole big chunk of dark red. Whether that's kind of a Christmassy thing starting to creep in or not, I don't know. Maybe it's just people building Ahsoka T6 shuttles and things like that. A repeat buyer here, it's third order with the store, and again, it's a bit of a minifigure haul, a mixture of the Luke and Leia from the Endor diorama, Ahsoka, a Palpatine, a Yoda, so pretty classic stuff, and some lightsabers. This one off to New Zealand, first of a couple of internationals, one to New Zealand, which is just 10 of those classic traditional castle helmets. Another Ahsoka, proving popular, just ticking through those, which is good, and an Obi-Wan. That one just domestic letter, yeah, that's just New Zealand. And then this one's off to Singapore, so almost clearing me out of these dark blue projectiles, which only came in that big batch that I uploaded last week. 320 of the minifigure base plates in black and 44 of them in white, so they're all off to Singapore. So yeah, a pretty decent haul. All the labels and everything are done, so they just need to get kind of packaged up and sealed up, and then they're away. I also did a little bit of reallocation at the weekend, as I said, and some tidying up. As you can see, there's a whole heap more room out on this bench, and I even dusted up here. Man, it was a mess. So yeah, the plan really is to get 2 more of the drawers, as in those ones, a big drawers and a little drawers here, so they'll stack on top of each other. So I imagine they'll come to about here, which will be good. And then the other thing that I want to get done this weekend is, now that the Lord of the Rings big box is out the way, the part out cupboard up here needs a bit of a sort out. And as you can see, there's a whole load of instructions here that were in tray 15, 14, whatever it was. So I need to get those in some storage boxes and catalogued, so I know which ones they're actually in, rather than just the rammy that they are right now, where they're all just strewn up here. The thing with that is that I've got the sticker sheets in amongst all of those. So I've got a folder. I'm going to get some inserts from just like Officeworks, you know, those like cheap plastic inserts, just so I can break out the sticker sheets and keep them a bit more organized than they currently are. So yeah, what will continue is obviously the used parts. The drawers are filling a little bit. I obviously don't want them too full because I need to be able to see in there. So they're not far off where you want them to be really before they start selling through. Obviously reds, dark reds, still got some, and the other colours are still kind of filling up with bits and pieces. So that's all okay. So yeah, a pretty clean and tidy start to the week, which feels nice. All the orders are picked. I picked them over the weekend so that I was ahead for today, not knowing how I was going to feel, but I don't feel too bad. So we're just going to battle on, you know, what a hero, what a legend. And we'll see what the week brings. We'll see how many parts we can get into the store. Work to do on the end of month financial presentation that I'll record during the week as well. So plenty to do as always, and I'll report in as things happen. It's Tuesday afternoon and just finished picking orders. After a very, very quiet day yesterday where there was only one order, which is that one over there, which is kind of clearly some kind of Starship parts with the kind of the rocket boosters at the back and the slopes. Then it kind of picked up an order here that's been open for a while, and a buyer's been adding to as they've worked through their collection and what's missing. They've asked me to just kind of consolidate and get that ready to go. So that's kind of 3 orders all in one. A single part going out here. I'm not sure what that came off, but that was a recent. Feels like that came into the store recently. And then an instruction manual over there, which is kind of fitting because that's what I've been working through sorting out over the last few days. Just covering up. And then this massive one, which is 829 items over 52 lots, a huge clear out on parts, definitely making some kind of Mills base plate situation with lots of Technic bricks, lots of 2x2 bricks and loads of 4x4 plates and 4x8 plates, similarly in light blue grey. A bunch of used stuff, which is good. A whole lot of blue stuff, so maybe they're making some kind of seascape element there as well. A lot of dark blue and a lot of dark azure. Missing 2 dark azure 2x4 plates, which is a bit of a shame. And then an assortment of other things, which kind of makes me think that it's a pirate's castle, because those colours seem quite prevalent in those kind of sets. So this is obviously a big whacking great order, which maybe is a prelude to everyone getting paid and orders picking up after a very, very slow weekend and a couple of days. But that's been useful to me in terms of having time to work through instruction manuals. So there's instruction manuals 1 and 2, I think, and then 6 and 7 are here. So these are the ones that are going to live down there now, to be worked through. And then up in the cupboard, we've now worked through 1, 3 and 5. Those ones are full, predominantly Star Wars stuff, as you'd expect with the stuff that I buy to part out. And as I've been doing that, I have been going through and putting away the sticker sheets. These ones at the ends are the ones for my own projects. I've got a couple of UCS sets that I'm building, But then after that, it's into the set. So I've just been marking the page with a set number, and then putting them into individual sheets really. So keeps them nice and flat, stops them having too much weight bearing down on them, so the edges don't stick to each other. But as you can see, it soon mounts up in terms of how many sheets you've got going through. Did one just get folded back on itself there? Yes. You do have to be careful about that. This one's kind of all brown on the back of the sticker sheet, but the stickers itself is fine, which is good. So yeah, this is my solution for that. I've seen a few, like Pop's Brick Store. He has some sleeves which have little wallets, almost pockets within them. They must be for like coins or photographs, I'm not sure. He's got those, but I couldn't find any of those in Officeworks, so 100 of these was only $5. So a whole bunch of sticker sheets. They're the sales out of the Eldorado Castle, a Winnie the Pooh set, the Razor Crest, Black Panther, no idea, Jabba's Palace, that might be the Razor Crest, not sure, Ahsoka versus Darth Maul. Yeah, so I've still got to go through the bottom one of those, whatever number that is. It's not labelled, I think that's number 2. Maybe the sticker's on the other side. I've still got to go through number 2 to make sure there's no stickers within the instructions. But I have put the shelves up, which has been a long time coming, I know, but got there in the end. So I'm going to get these all packed up and get them off to the post office, and then I'm going to have a think about parting out, because it's been a few days since I've really done anything meaningful on that front. And after a big week last week with parts getting uploaded, last day of the month, I've probably only done just over 1,000 parts this week already. So given that we've had a big order, take a big chunk out of that, I want to just get back on top of keeping inventory getting added. So that's next up, plus taking the antibiotics for the chest infection I have. So if I sound deep and husky, some of you might like that. The wife definitely does, but yeah, that's why it is. So cracking on, and I'll report back. Tuesday afternoon, been sorting really, finishing off doing the stickers, doing some reallocation, things like that, and just finished doing the part out and putting away of 40658, that Millennium Falcon holiday diorama. I've got a few sets of that I got with a bit of a discount. So I parted out a couple of them. I think it's one of those sets again. It's all about the Rey and Finn minifigure, if at all. There's not many other interesting parts in there. Apart from that turkey body without the drumsticks. The drumsticks do come separately, but it's the first time I've seen that part. And given the seasonal time approaching, that might not be a bad part. Not a bad price for it. Like, I don't know how many of those are actually available in Australia. Probably worth having a little look, isn't it? To see what is out there already. Turkey drumstick, no, dark orange. Yeah, there's only one going for $3.50 in Australia, and there's been no sales, so there's no data on that. Some sold in Europe, but yeah, not many of those things have sold anywhere in the world. Someone's selling those for $3.50. I've got them for what, $2.50? I'll maybe put that up to $3, see how it goes. Oh, and we're going back to that. Yeah, so pretty much. Let's have a look at those minifigures as well. Let's see if they're doing any business on those. Oh, how does that always happen? Right, hang on. Let's have a look what the deal is with Rey at the moment. 3 for sale. One at $18.95 and one at $19. 2 sold. One at $18.95 and one at $22. What am I listing those at? $16. Whew. Screw that, eh? Let's go sit it right in the middle, 19 on the ray. And let's have a little look what Finn's doing. He's not got, oh no, same, look, one went for 19, one for listed at 18.95, one at 19. He's come up listed as 16 there, so let's just list him for 18.50, so we're the cheapest. And there we go. I've got a few of these Chewbaccas, so I'm going to change the to the last 6 months sales average. See if I can shift those. And I haven't sold a BB-8 in a long time. Ooh, there's a lot of variants of him, isn't there? So let's do the same on him, just to see if that changes anything in terms of just attracting some sales on those two particular. If I don't get any sales in the next week or so on Chewbacca, I might part a couple of those out, see what that does. Anyway, let's upload that. It is, the part out value is not too bad. I mean, it's a what, $60 something set. There's 2 of them in here, so it's about a 2 times part out value. And I know that's below this supposed Holy Grail, but I don't actually think that Holy Grail stacks up that very well, given that the minute anybody starts seeing a good part out value, everyone jumps on the set and the part out value diminishes. So no stickers in this set, nothing major. As I've said, some good bog standard parts, some good turnover parts, which is pretty good. A couple of bits and pieces that I didn't have, which is always useful just to get them back in. $2.35, as I said, for those 2 sets. Send out enough notifications so all you crazy shoppers can get into there. And then let's see where we're sitting at this afternoon. I think we're still maintaining, yeah, we're still ticking over the 170, which is pretty good. You've got to be happy with that. And that unique part and unique lots just ticks up a little bit more, which is good. Over on YouTube, what are we doing? The video is kind of going pretty well. What are we up to? 236, which I think is pretty decent. We're up to 594 on the subscribers. We are fast approaching that halfway point. And we've got a couple of comments there. New around here, getting back to, oh yeah, I've read that one already. Someone that's new to getting back into the Lego with their kids and has enjoyed the video, which leads me nicely to an email I got from Joe Van Norman, who I think is in the States. His store is closed at the moment because he's got a lot on at work, but it's kind of a nice email just talking about enjoying the videos and my point of view with it. But he does raise a really good point, which I'm going to try in November, which is about understanding the time allocation that you spend on the store and how long different bits and pieces take. And I know I've done that on and off. I've kind of timed how long it does to do a part out versus just inventory replacement and things like that. So I'm going to try and do a timesheet over the next month and just kind of report on where we are with that and see if that's an interesting thing. He asks a few other good questions, which are really cool, which I might talk about in a whole different video, perhaps. I don't know. If anyone's got any other questions, fire them in the comments to the video below. And if there's another 3 or 4, so it's not just one person's questions, I'll do a separate video. If not, I might just talk about it as I waffle on. I do want to talk about this ghost mock as well, so I'm just going to find that and then I'll come back. Alright, so I'm doing this on the main computer. I can't remember me login, so this might not last very long, but Richard Henry bought a cockpit piece for the Ghost off the website, and he tagged me in it in the photography that he does, which, as you can see, is phenomenal. In situ photography, particularly love some of these things. These are really cool. But the Ghost, I don't know whether this will blow up if I open it. No, it wants me to log in, so you'll just have to figure it out for yourselves. There we go. So that's the shot. It's a bit wider in the actual finished thing, but it's a fantastic shot of the Ghost. And there's the piece that I sold sitting right on the front of it. So you've got to be happy with that. I am. So if you are into a bit of LEGO Star Wars real life photography, Tongue Wars over on Instagram is the place to be. Brand ambassador for Firestar Toys, which is probably where the minifigures come from. And best of luck to those guys following the fire that they had in this store. I think they're back open for business this week. So if you're into your custom minifigures, then they're the people to get to. Central Coast, New South Wales, so a fellow Australian place, which is fantastic. Cool. Yeah, check that out. I wanted to raise that because I meant to do it last week, but I ran out of time. So that's cool. One order in whilst we've been kind of puddling around, real mini one, headpiece and 2 other parts. But the first one for a few days on Brickowl, which means the thing that's left for me to do is catch up on my stock replenishment stuff from today's sales and get those in the spreadsheet and do some of the accounts for this week's October video. It's Wednesday late morning, been busy packing orders. 8 orders in. I know it doesn't look it here, but this one was 3 large orders all combined into one. A mixture of new and used, one buyer. Fairly complicated, kind of figuring out the consolidation of the parts, because there were same parts in different orders, so it took me a fair old while to pick that one. I think that one we saw last night, so that's not a new one. This one, bit of a space theme going on, whole load of helmets and not helmets, jetpacks, backpacks, whatever they call them, and some minifigures, one used and some new of the white ones, which I think came out of the Galaxy Explorer, and a whole bunch of those minifigure stands. They certainly go, and I've been cleared out of them today in that order. And this one, which is Ahsoka with a couple of lightsabers and hilts in the frosted white, as it should be, and Captain Vaughn, and then a whole bunch of those minifigure plates. Weapons order here, 2 dark brown spears and a sword. And then this one is another repeat buyer from here in WA, clearing me out of black 2x3 tiles, so that's one for the restock. A whole bunch of brown, medium nugget, dark brown kind of stuff, and some light blue grey and some other bits and pieces thrown in as well. So yeah, I think I started this maybe 3 hours ago, sorting all this out. I don't know whether that's because I'm not feeling particularly well. It is a bit of a struggle. One of the boxes wouldn't go together and took a beating and is now lying on the floor in humiliation. So annoying when you can't get the slots to work. Anyway, all the labels and everything are printed of these, so I just need to pack them up and then move on to the next thing. It is Thursday morning and still feeling absolutely like crap, so apologies if this week is fairly short, because honestly by the afternoon I am absolutely over it, and concentration required for some of this is a killer. Anyway, continuing where we are, we're still hanging in there above 170. Did a part out of I Am Groot, and there were some parts that came in yesterday. I can't remember if I showed you those or not, and more parts on the way, including from Oz Darren Bricks, who has suddenly made me very self-conscious about how many other Bricklink store owners might be watching the videos, which there's every reason that they would be, but I'd never really thought about how people could put 2 and 2 together until this. But yes, I have cleared him out, 15 in all, of the 4x4 plates from his store, and I look forward to getting them, Darren. But thanks for watching, thanks for the comment, and thanks for making me a bit paranoid about what I say on here. But yeah, creeping up, 497. We just got 3 to go until we get to halfway to somebody owning the original clone tank without the minifigures. But
Interestingly, one of the parts for it is no longer available. It's one of those ones that's been deleted, so I'm going to have to substitute it with a black modern version of it. I don't think it'll affect the build at all because it's internal, but just so you know, full disclaimer. This weekend's blog doing very nicely, 264. I am going to try and record the financial one today, even though I probably sound a bit like nasally and stuff like that, but I am going to try and do that today so it's out of the way for me, and I just need to finish up some of the slides for that, and I'll record that later today. So 3 orders in. The first one, some 3x3 plates in dark green and an assortment of other parts. One I've already popped in a box, but it was a fairly big order. A whole load of tan, reddish brown, dark tan, and then a smattering of other stuff. It was, how many parts was it? Excuse me, sniffing. It's not a good look, is it? My mum would tell me to get a hanky. It was a 422 parts over 54 lots, so it did take a little while to pick. But it did clear me out of a lot of stuff, and is the first kind of batch of things going into my November restock, which is interesting because it's obviously dark tan, reddish brown and things like that, which are not always the most popular, but they certainly, when they go, they have a big run. And I guess it's maybe people doing Tatooine or other desert, maybe June, given that they've released that Omnicopter. Maybe people are now building desert scenes ready for that to arrive. And then the one that I've picked this morning, big bulk of dark blue-grey, at least, well, more than half of that is used, but I've put it all in the same bag because everything in that used drawer is so pristine. On the whole, there's a few kind of, excuse me, a few crappy pieces in the light blue-grey drawer. It's when you get it in the light up on the sorting table, you can really see, so there's a bit of editing to do there. But what I have done this morning, because it was doing my head in, trying to find little pieces, is I've put some of my cups inside the drawer, just to try and sort some of the bits. Obviously, if you had a normal tray in here, all of the plates and everything wouldn't fit, so these cups fit perfectly under the lip of the drawer, so they do give me a little bit of separation of smaller parts, which I'll probably keep working with. Maybe have half the drawer plates and half the drawer cups, which will help in the sorting of stuff. Yesterday, whilst I was feeling crappy, I installed the latest tower of shelves, of which there are some bits in there already, only a couple though, so plenty of room. So we've got that over there, and you'll notice this area is now being cleaned. I may not be feeling brilliant, but I'm still working away, and obviously we've got the shelves up, which adds to that. And I did buy this second container, like the accessories container. These drawers are quite good because they're a little bit wider and a little bit deeper. Well, they're a lot wider and a little bit deeper, which is scientific, isn't it? Than the crafter's drawers. And interestingly, I think I've made a massive cock up on some of the stormtroopers where they've got Rebels helmets but original torsos. So I'm definitely not an expert in all of this stuff enough to make clear distinctions, and the images you get are not always easy to tell on the colours of the stripes on the side of the helmets. So I am considering parting out a whole bunch of those stormtroopers in terms of maybe using this area for those. Maybe it'd be better, maybe it'd be less risky. You know, the package is going to Tasmania to a buyer. He's been really nice about it, you know, he's kind of happy with the torsos and the heads and stuff like that, but the helmets are not the ones he wants. So yeah, it's so difficult to tell on some of them because, you know, they've got the 5 little stripes down the side, and you have to be an expert, don't you? What else have I done? Nothing over here. It's nice and tidy up there for a change. Yeah, that's where we're at. If you go through here, just come with me to the box room, as it is known, literally. this is the 2 containers of used. The bottom one's got some other stuff in it, and this is the X-Wing that is terribly discoloured, but you can't really see on camera how yellow it is. I think you can see along here how crappy that looks. And there's a tumbler there as well, which is obviously good used parts. I might see how much of this I can whiten up. There's an R2 sticking in there. Yeah, so that's to be sorted. I might start sorting one of these boxes out today, starting getting a feel for this, and maybe start breaking down this tumbler, which is a bit dusty, but I'm sure these wheels and stuff are pretty good goers. I don't have any of those at all, but there's the plinth and everything, so pretty good. So as ever, there's loads of stuff to do. Just come with me. So yeah, that's where we're at. Plenty of space, nice tidy desk over here now for sorting and stuff like that, which is good. I do need to do some more sorting. Definitely need to get some more parts in to the store. I've done maybe a couple of thousand this week already, but obviously nowhere near enough to keep on track or ahead of sales. So this list continues as well. Yeah, I'm just waffling now, so I'll leave it to it, and I'll come back with any updates as we go along. Just sharing something that I might regret sharing it, because I don't know how widely known it is, but if you're not a member over on Rebrickable, then you don't get cracking little insights like this. So they've started publishing 2 lists, one of new parts that are on the Pick-a-Brick site from lego.com, and one of parts that are about to go, and you can export that as a BSX file. So it's not wanting me to do that. Anyway, you can download this as all sorts of things. It's saying I can download it as a BSX file, but the BSX file that it is downloaded isn't working, which seems a bit odd. Oh no, yes it is. So these are all of the parts that are soon to leave the Pick-a-Brick wall. So you can have a little scan of what's interesting to you if you want to pick anything up in volume. I didn't even know they did a little toucan. He's quite cool, isn't he? But these are all the things that are either discontinuing or they're having a remodel or whatever it is. I don't know what that means. Wow, that's pretty cool, whatever that is. So lots of minifigure parts. And then on the forum, someone else has done another version of it, which shows which ones are popular, i.e. kind of which ones most people are buying and stuff like that, so you can get a little bit of a look at that. So I've only just jumped onto this to have a look, so kind of I'm waffling a little bit because I don't really know what I'm looking at, but I'm going to check this out and see what's interesting. But yeah, another reason why you should get on to Rebrickable, I think. Almost afternoon, 2 more orders have come in. This one heading off to Singapore with the UCS X-Wing canopy and some of those 1x round plates with the hole in them, whatever they're called. What are they called? Open stud, yep. And then this one clearing me out of yellow, whatever those are called, plate 2x2 corners, and clearing me out of green 3x2 bricks. So nice. I like the colours in that one, eh? It's kind of, are they making a Brazilian flag? I don't know. Probably not. It's probably something far more interesting than that. But yeah, nice little orders, all ready to go. Labels and everything are done. Just got to add them to that one and seal them up, and then that's that for the day. I think kind of I'm starting to make a cut off of midday for orders getting out of the same day. So if that's how it's going to work, I might put that as an actual term on the Bricklink terms sheet. Anyway, I'm going to do a full proper video of what the month has been like, but needless to say, my managing budget is an absolute farce because I just keep buying stuff. So I do need to work much harder this month on being tactical about where I'm spending funds. But we did return a profit, not as much as last month, which is a bit of a kicker, but we are in the black for the 4 months. So we are up, but when you look at the expenditure in terms of retail purchases and Bricklink purchases, it pretty much cancels out everything we've made. So really, I'm currently running a Bricklink store to fund buying stuff on Bricklink, which I don't know, I'm kind of reconciling that in my head, that it's a growth phase, and at some point that needs to level off as I learn a bit more, which I think I am doing. Kind of, I've got some new wanted lists. I've got one that's about rolling stock, and I've got my restock lists that I'm working with, and then from that Rebrickable file that I've just showed you, I've created another wants list, which is really kind of parts that are going to be going soon. So with that, you know, you can set your maximum price, so you know kind of the return that you're possibly going to be able to get when and if those things sell. But across the board, I'm not going to go into too much detail about all of this because I'm going to do it in the main video where we actually forecast. So the forecasts were completely crap, way off on most fronts, although the bottom line is way better than the forecasted return for the month, and that pretty much is down to a massive growth in Bricklink sales. You know, it's I think it's working out about 180% growth on the month, which is phenomenal, because the actual, well, I think the stock probably increased by let's have a little look. Where's my stats board? Yeah, so the stock grew by 50,000, thereabouts, 25, yeah, around 50,000 parts, not quite as many as that. And the item count didn't go up as much as it did the previous month, and yeah, so the two don't really marry up. Interestingly, New South Wales is the biggest geographic purchaser this month, with those international sales continuing to grow, and it's dawned on me that I don't actually have international shipping enabled on Brickowl because I think it was too hard to try and figure it out. So that's definitely something to get into for next month. But everything else is growing nicely. Total orders kind of up from 108 to 180 is a huge jump, and the store growth is pretty good. So yeah, like I say, I'm kind of reconciling it by saying we're in a growth phase, and at some point this will level out once we kind of reach maximum capacity. But having added those drawers and the scrapbook drawers and the stackable drawers, we've kind of blown out where we wanted to be on storage expenditure for October. Some of that had been planned in November, but now we've got capacity, I think, that'll take us all the way through to the end of the year at least. And I'm thinking on that premise, we've probably got room for perhaps to hit the 250,000 parts easily. I keep underestimating that, and then, you know, I kind of thought 170 would be the limit, but we're already past that and I've got bags of room. So yeah, I think we could probably go to 250, 300 on the current setup that we've got, and then I think at that point, kind of what I want to really do is level out through November and December. Still need to work on the things that are popular sales items through November, which is what I plan to do. Plus the odd part out to keep adding variety into the store, so it doesn't become too same. But there are things clearly over these 4 months that just go out the door every week, and it makes sense to have those in stock because they're the things that are bringing people in my mind. And I know that's kind of bucking the trend of this fixation with doing part outs, but from a time efficiency point of view, doing part outs is so much of the day. When you've got picking orders, it doesn't leave anything else, and I do have a job to do as well, so it's kind of been smart with the time. But
I'm not going to bang on about this too much. Kind of the figures are the figures for this month. The net result is that one there, which puts us in the black for the 4 months to the tune of nearly $400, which everyone will probably go, you only made $400. That's the reality. Kind of, we started from 0 bricks, and we've now got 170,000 bricks, and that all costs money to get it in the door. Now, if we can maintain that kind of level of sales into November and December and reduce the other expenditures, then we're going to start seeing some good returns heading into those months. But like I say, I really don't know what the Australian market does during those summer months, where the people don't build as much because they're outside enjoying the beach and the weather. Maybe that's why international sales have picked up a little bit, gone from 12 to 17. Maybe that's because that northern hemisphere is passing into winter, but who knows? It's a fascinating thing to figure out, and everything's going well. We're on track. If we continued this progress, kind of, we would reach the 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in the next 4 months or so. So that would be November, December, January, February. So we'd get, by March time, we'd be able to monetize that as well. So yeah, happy with it all, really. Would like to be making more money, but yeah, it's partly my own fault, because I keep spending it on bricks, which even the last couple of days I've been replenishing as well. So my own fault. Now I'm waffling again, aren't I? It's because it's the antibiotics that are getting to my head. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll pack these orders up, and I'm going to do the actual sales video this afternoon. Right, where are we? Thursday afternoon, and I'm tackling this. What's making that noise? Oh, I've got the aircon on because it's a bit warm in here. But yeah, I'm going to tackle this tub of pretty much Star Wars gear. I've already made a little start, kind of breaking down some things. I'm not sure how much of an exciting video it's going to make, given that things are already kind of made up. That one is just discoloured rubbish. Obviously, found one minifigure so far, and then we've got just the more common colours. So I'm going to try and set the camera up over there somewhere and just kind of record a little bit of it. I've seen it on other people's vlogs. People like watching it. I'm not sure it's the most exciting thing in the world, but we'll give it a whirl, see what happens. So I'm going to do that for a little bit. Friday morning. Still sounds awful, as you can tell. Kind of don't seem to be getting much better very quickly, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But what a start. 500 subscribers. We are halfway there. Unfortunately, the back end of YouTube doesn't show you who are the latest subscribers. There's a bit of a delay before they show it, like a week or so. So we're not going to know who this 500th is unless you comment that it was you. I don't know. Currently 138 on the recap. Perhaps not gone as strongly as the 3-month one did. Maybe that dark green's not everyone's taste. I don't know, but it felt like the colour of cash. So went with that. Anyway, I'm currently trying to upload the live feed thing, but it is going painfully slow. It's been going for like an hour. Usually these things just fly up, but that was taking forever, so eventually that'll get there. Over on the store, we are clinging to the 170 mark on the parts, although I am planning on getting some more inventory in the store today. The Viking Village Ideas set inventory has been added. I got a couple of sets of that with using VIP discounts, so got one for my own collection, got a couple to put in the store. And then this morning I got this email. Where is it? Let's just reduce that window. This one, which is hell of a deal. Buy both of those for 500. Let's be honest, it's 2 cents short,
But the part out value of those two combined is more than 3 times. Now, I don't know how many people part out modular sets because, you know, they're not cheap to get in. The hotel has 3,000 and something parts, and the jazz club slightly fewer. I've got one of each boxed in the storage unit, but my jazz club got absolutely battered, the box, for some reason when we moved from Sydney. So I might venture into this deal but switch out the pristine boxes for or the jazz club one anyway for that, which would be another 5,000 pieces for $500. All those people that get into that whole price per brick kind of thing, that's probably a good ratio. I've no idea. It's not really my thing, all of that, as you know, and I have no idea how many of these have been parted out. But one good way to tell, what's the set number again? It is 10312. Right, this is a dirty little trick. There's probably way better ways of doing this. Internet is going so slow this morning. 10312. Is that what it was? Tell you my memories. 10312, 10312. Yeah, here we go. Right, one of the ways that I do this, because obviously you're not going to go through all of the 2,866 parts to see the frequency of those unless it's a big investment. But a quick and easier way I have found is to just find something that is unique to the set. So the minifigures are usually a good one. Find one that looks decent, like the pizza chef. He's probably fairly popular, right? Given that it's kind of a character. Let's see how many of those are for sale once the internet catches up with us. So, price guide. And so not a huge amount. There's only 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, maybe 11 of them available. So from that you can probably deduce that there's limited part out of the set. Let's try another one. Let's see if it's about the same number. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of her kicking around, and she's only in this one set. So not a massive amount of people have parted it out, which is probably a good thing. I don't know. Yeah, similarly, the minifigures, there's 20. How many minifigures was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, if you get $10 per one of those, that's $80 off that price already, plus the discount. You know, it's pretty good. I've probably got some vouchers that I can use there as well, which is all good. Let's have a quick look at the parts, see what kind of thing is in there. Apologies for the voice. It's getting huskier and huskier, isn't it? Okay, so parts wise, yeah, bog standard, bog standard. I've never parted out a modular set, so I don't know whether they'll go well. I guess from a base plates point of view, they've got decent ones of those. There's not a lot of volume of actual parts within the set. There's lots of single figures, apart from windows, obviously. They do lower window. Bit of greenery. A scooter body, that might be quite interesting. Some bright light orange, that seems to go well. That bright light yellow, I sold all of that the minute it arrived before. Yeah, there's nothing crazy in this at all, is there? Some good dark orange brick quantities though. You know, for your basic bricks, that's probably good. Again, dark red, like 103 dark red by 4s. It's probably you know, $20 worth plus sitting there. Yeah, so there's some decent parts in that, and I think kind of the brick hotel's probably got some, the boutique hotel's probably got some decent ones as well. So yeah, I'm thinking that's probably a good investment, good saving. Not really on the budgetary trail, but it's where we're at, isn't it? Yeah, that hasn't moved at all. So there was one order in overnight. This is where I got to with the parting out of the used stuff over there and over here. As you can see, little piles developing everywhere. A lot of windshields and stuff like that. So they'll probably be my first port of call. But yeah, the order is for a Jin Urso from Rogue One. Good little figure, and it's going express parcel post as well. So someone wants that in a hurry. So I'm just going to get the shipping label for that done. There's a parcel at the post office for me to collect. That's where we got to with minifigures out of that little bunch as well. Some of that to sort out, but I'll probably keep parting out. It's not parting out, breaking down stuff over the weekend as well. Kind of get some big stuff. Like there's some interesting parts like that piece from the 4 Plus TIE Fighter. Maybe those things would go quite well. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to do that, and one day this video will be uploaded. But until then, I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, Friday afternoon, wrapping things up for the week. It has felt like a slow week, and I suppose that kind of bears it out. A little over halfway on last week's sales, going into the weekend. It's the first weekend of the month. Who knows? That could be a good thing. Or with summer being here, it could be a slowdown period. Again, kind of, it's going to be a learning curve, figuring out all of those things. Brickowl continues to be sleepy as. I have added the international shipping to that today to see if that can give it a little bit of a nudge in the right direction. But hey, who knows? Kind of, it, like I've said a million times, it's a very different platform. In terms of what we've sold this week, 10 minifigures, parts, no instructions or anything this week. Feels like we did, but maybe that was last week. And 401 used parts versus 2 and whatever. So 3,000 parts, or getting close to 3,000 parts already out the door this week. I have done some inventory adding today to save the week. I don't know what we're at. What's that take us to? 3, 4, maybe added about 5,000. So we're a little bit up on the week, but it sets us at 174,562, which I think is the highest we've been so far. I haven't tackled the Viking village yet. I got some inventory in, one package from Germany and another one from a local seller. So I've just added those in. Finally got the part out, the used part sorting video uploaded. Had to use my phone in the end. I don't know what's wrong with the internet connection at the house today. It is garbage. Yeah, so where are we at? We're still sitting on the 500, which is just good, you know. We made it to halfway in 4 months, which is pretty cool, I have to say. So thank you to everyone that has watched and followed along and all of those things along the way. Yeah, that's about it for the week, really. Dark blue grey has been the star attraction of the week. The usual suspects up there, isn't it? But yeah, dark blue grey way ahead. Almost half of all bricks sold. Think about that difference. 1,165 black, the nearest one at 395. So that's a big gap. Dark green, it's always in there, isn't it? Yeah, I do enjoy that little chart for no reason other than it's just nerdy statistics, isn't it? So November, all right, we're only 3 days into it, so let's not get carried away. Everything's down, everything's in the red, everything's really depressing if you just read the stats all the time. But you know, it's a long month. It's a long way to go. We've got a lot of parts to add into the store. I need to sync that. That's a good point. While I'm here on brick thing, you have to make sure you sync this to force it through. Then it adds it to a queue. It doesn't do it automatically, which is a bit odd, but it's the way it is. Yeah, not much else to really report there. I look forward to finding out who the 500th was and giving you a shout out. If that was you, just leave a comment at the bottom so I can do it sooner than having to wait for YouTube. And I'm going to set about making this week's vlog from the video content that we've got this week. I'm not sure how much there will be. Weekend plans, really rest and get better, because it's quite difficult doing this when you feel like crap. And the concentration required is intense when you're not feeling 100%, and that in itself just goes to show you kind of how much it, you know, as ridiculous as it sounds, how much it actually does take to do this day in, day out. In terms of my timesheet, for those of you that were kind of interested in that, I haven't finished filling in today because I've done a little bit more parting out of inventory restock, maybe another half an hour of that. But Wednesday was a big day, did an awful lot on Wednesday, felt like garbage yesterday, so it was a pretty light day, mainly around doing that parting out video, well, used parts sorting video, let's get it right, and sourcing parts from kind of October's restock and early November clear outs and things like that. It took me a little while to get through that, and finding some Lego deals and things like that, just to kind of add variety as well as volume, as I keep preaching on about. And then today has been pretty quiet, sorting out inventory, kind of. I've done about an hour and 45 minutes on that, maybe. A bit of reallocation as well in all of that, but that's probably just general admin. Not really done much else. I'm going to do a bit more work on the vlog, obviously, but it only really takes me another half an hour or so. So probably do that, and then I might get back to breaking down some of this used stuff, ready for kind of clearing some space for the week ahead. So thanks for watching this week. Hope you've enjoyed the videos. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, help drive that algorithm. We've got 500 more people to garner before I can give away that clone turbo tank. So let's get on with that, and have a good weekend, everybody. Or, well, I know you're watching this after the weekend, but so have a great week, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you next time.